Hey Redeemer, Sean Slate here. I'm your pastor and I love being your pastor, and I want to welcome you to our Slate of the Union. I'm going to share a few things up front, then I have some friends who are going to come and share with us. The first thing is that beginning June 6th, that's the Sunday after Memorial Day, we are going mask optional. But this summer, we will remain at two services. Usually we go to one service, we pile everybody in it, but coming off with masks, everybody getting used to everything, we're going to remain at two services this summer. Mask optional, two services this summer. Beginning August, we hope to resume Sunday school, have the two services, bring chairs back in, crowd the place out. We're also hoping to return some of the liturgical elements to our services, possibly something like the Common Cup, which I'm sure everyone is clamoring to have returned. I don't know. But anyway, we're looking forward to August sort of as a kind of a bigger relaunch date. But this summer will be mask optional. We'll continue at the two services and have plenty of distance and plenty of space for us in the services. I know that some of you have expressed concern about being immunocompromised, and what I want to say is we know you need fellowship, we know you need the word, we know you need the sacrament. If you would like for us to come visit you in your home and bring the sacrament and sing with you and study the word with you, we would love to do that. Please let us know, and we will send a delegation to come visit you. We also are very willing to have a communion service outside at some point this summer if there are a group of you who would like to do that. And so if those are interest of yours, please let us know. Office at redeemerknoxville.org. This has been a great year. I've really enjoyed our series. It has been so fun to go through the Gospel of Mark and think about God's kingdom. Very challenging, very beautiful. And I have loved going through this series on Romans, on the gifts of resurrection. It has been so overwhelming to see God's abundant love and his provision for us. And so I'm so thankful for that. Next week, we are going to begin a new series on the book of Daniel. The reason I want to do this is because Daniel and his friends enter into a brand new world surrounded by a whole bunch of new questions, surrounded by people who think completely differently than they do, and yet God remains the same, right? God remains the same. Say that with me. God remains the same. And so we're going to do a series through the book of Daniel for the summer. And I'm really looking forward to that. I also want you to know that I will be on vacation and on study leave through the month of June, and I look forward to returning in July. I have some good friends who are coming, and they will share the gospel both in word and in sacrament with you. Our good friend Josh McQuaid will preach. Mike Ford will lead the table. Also, I have a good friend named Lewis Lovett at the RUF at Washington and Lee. He will come and he will preach and lead the sacrament. Then Britton Wood will come over from Nashville. Britton is the area coordinator for RUF. And then we'll have Gavin Breeden come. He's the RUF campus minister at the University of Tennessee, at Tennessee Tech. And I'm so excited that my friends are coming and that they are going to share and they are going to get to experience the blessing of being here at Redeemer. I also want to thank the session for their generosity to me and letting me have a time of rest. It's been a long year. And so to have a time of rest away to prepare for the coming fall, I'm very excited about that, very thankful to that. If an emergency arises and if you need anything, please contact the office at redeemerknoxville.org. We have a fantastic staff. Your officers are lovely. They are beautiful, and they would love to help you in whatever way you need. At this point, I'm going to begin bringing in a bunch of my friends. And so we're going to start with our good friend, Glenn Sharp. He's also one of our elders, and he's going to share about what God is doing among us through your generosity.
Hi. I'm Glenn Sharp, one of your elders here at Redeemer Church of Knoxville, and I'm here to give you a budget update. Our first view is of our tithes and offerings actual to budget. This is through the second week of May. After a slow start to the year for the first 2 months, we were able to make up some ground in March. And since then, we have been trending slightly above budget. So we thank you so much for your giving. Our next view is of our profit and loss year to date. As you can see from this graph, our administrative team has done an excellent job of keeping our expenses below our income. This has allowed us at this time to have about a $32,000 net profit for the year. Our final view is of our Cultivate the Corner campaign. As you can see from this, we're trying to raise about $2.1 million in order to build the addition onto our church. Of that, right now, we've raised about $1,027,000. As you can see from that graph, that about $500,000 of that is made up of pledges. So if you've made a pledge for the Cultivate the Corner campaign, we encourage you to please honor that pledge and turn in your monies as soon as you can. If you've not made a pledge for the Cultivate the Corner and you would like to, there are usually forms in each bulletin each week or also in the back of the seat backs in front of you in church. If you'd like to fill one of those out and either give it to an officer or turn it into the offering boxes that are on each side of the church, we would appreciate that. We also encourage you to take advantage of other things that are going on at the church that also benefit Cultivate the Corner, like their online store that has different artwork that you can purchase, as well as some of the church merchandise. Thank you so much for your continued support of Redeemer Church in Knoxville as we continue to rest, remind, and reflect the love of Christ to our community.
Glenn, thank you so very much. And Redeemer, I want to join my thanks with Glenn, and thank you for your continued generosity to our common mission here in Urban University, Knoxville. We're so thankful for all that you do for us. And so with that in mind, I want to turn this over now to our good friend and deacon, Logan Wells. Logan is the chairman of the building committee, and he's going to share a little bit about where we are in the Cultivate the Corner campaign.
Logan Wells here from the building committee. Just want to give an update on where we stand. Thank you to everyone for your patience as we continue to work through this process. We're hopeful in the next month we'll get approvals from the city to really start on the design process, which will work in conjunction with the architect and the contractor. During that time period, we hope to get some more specific numbers, and the contractor will just help us to define, what makes the most sense for us as far as the whole project, and doing it as cheap as possible, but as well as possible. That is looking like it'll take 5 to 6 months, which would put us at a timeline to start breaking ground at the end of the year or the beginning of 2022. Obviously that's fluid, but with that being said, we'd hope to start in that time frame. The whole process would take 7 to 8 months after we break ground, and just want to continue to thank you for your patience and support as we cultivate the corner.
Thank you, Logan. We join you in your excitement about the Cultivate the Corner campaign, and I want to thank you and the entire committee for all the work you've been doing in making this a reality. We cannot wait until we begin to dig that hole and see what God is building begin to rise up from the earth here on our little corner of 17th and Highland. Redeemer, I also want to thank you for your continued generosity. We are continuing to widow's mite our way to the finish line. And I want to thank you because we believe that God is inviting us to do this, and we are so excited to see what he might do among us, that we can provide a space of hospitality and welcome and care where we can come and celebrate and rest and remind and reflect God's love here in Urban University in Knoxville, and hopefully it spills out into the entire world. If you want to continue helping us in this, I want to remind you that we have the art store. There's some great prints. We see Wendy Hickman's artwork, which is just absolutely fantastic and beautiful and lovely. And so all these prints are for sale. You can feel free. Look at these amazing photographs by our good friend Matt Osborne, the Sun Sphere, this Icelandic chapel. Check out Knoxville just showing off right there. And then the West just being the West. It's fantastic. And then there's some pedestrian stuff over here, Smokies and Sun Sphere and Smokies. But we do want to thank all the artists for their generosity to us and providing and sharing their artwork with us. We also want to thank Tony Long at Art from the Hills for making these prints available. And so you can go to the website if you'd like to purchase any of these. You can also go, we have a store where we have lots of different swag and what we'd like to call church merch. And if you'd like to buy any of that sort of stuff, you can do that. We got hats, we got shirts, we got socks. And if you want to participate in any of that, we'd love to do that. All those proceeds go to Cultivate the Corner, and we thank you for your generosity. At this point, I want to invite my good friend Karen M. She's going to join us and tell us a little bit about what's going on in our children's ministry. So Karen, take it away.
Hey, I wanted to give you some updates on children's ministry. And first, I want to thank you. I want to thank parents. I want to thank you for signing your children up each and every week, even after we stopped doing that for Sunday worship. I want to thank you for trusting your kids with us in the middle of a pandemic, as we were having new safety guidelines, and you all stuck with us every step of the way. You signed your kids up, you dropped them off at the gate, you helped as we shifted rooms to accommodate more kids safely, and we want to thank you for that. Second, we really want to thank our volunteers, our nursery volunteers, hall monitors, children's worship, and helpers and teachers. Without you, we could not do this week in and week out. And so we want to thank you. Thank you for helping us form the children of Redeemer. Thank you for helping teaching them God's word and his catechisms. And thank you just for loving the children of Redeemer. We are so thankful. We are so excited for Emma Underwood to start in middle of July, transitioning from her role as volunteer coordinator to taking on more of a director of children's and an administration role. And so we are so excited. If you have seen Emma with children, if you've seen her up in children's worship where she spent more time on Sunday mornings, or if you've seen her in other ways, she is so gifted in teaching children about Jesus. And we are so thankful that she's coming on in so much of a larger capacity. We're excited for her energy. We're excited for the gifts that God has gifted her with. And we cannot wait for her to start full-time in the middle of July. I wanted to give you two big updates. Both of them are starting June 6th. So, first weekend in June. First, we have our promotions. Promotions at Redeemer happen twice a year. You've gotten an email from me if your child's promoting to a new class. If you have any questions about that, if you want to know why we do promotions, how we do it, how you can best prepare your kid, why your kid is not promoting, please reach out to me. Come find me on a Sunday, shoot me an email, and I'd love to answer those questions with you. Second, as I stated at the beginning of this video, we're so thankful that you have registered your children week in and week out. And we did that so that we could safely control numbers. And as we have continued registrations over the last many months, what we found is that we can do it without registrations. We are confident that we can safely and effectively staff with volunteers and head caregivers your children's classes. So starting on Sunday, June 6th, you don't have to register your kids anymore. Please still, we'll still do check-in the same way. We'll still do children's worship the same way. We'll still have nursery at the 10:30 service, but we will no longer be requiring check-in. So everybody can pat themselves on the back for a job well done, and just thank you for your continued faithfulness and trust as we help form our children together here.
Thanks a lot, Karen. That was fantastic. And with you, we're all excited that Emma Underwood is going to be joining us. We're so excited that she's going to help our children learn to love God, learn to love their neighbors. It is so wonderful that our kids are learning to sing the songs of the faith. They're memorizing scripture. They're being catechized. It's super exciting, and we're really glad and thankful for your work among us. At this point, we want to go over to Josh McQuaid and have him tell us what's going on in the youth group. Josh, take it away.
Hey guys, yeah, we have a lot of great stuff going on in the youth group this summer. I just want to take a couple of minutes to let you know about some of the highlights. First thing that I want to make sure you know about is that our whole summer calendar is live right now, and you can find that on our Instagram account, Redeemer Knox Youth. You can find that on the youth page at redeemerknoxville.org, or you can get that by just emailing me, and I'll make sure you get it. But we'd love for you to go and check that out. There's a ton of stuff on there that you'll want to save the dates for. Let me give you just a couple of the highlights from the calendar. The first thing that I want to make sure you know about is that on June 19th, middle schoolers and high schoolers are invited to come to Chattanooga with us for the day. We're gonna have a great day in Chattanooga. I'm gonna get like registration and cost information and all that stuff out really soon. But for now, just save that date, June 19th. You definitely want to come with us. It's going to be a great time. So come with us to Chattanooga on June 19th. Second thing, high schoolers, we are going to go to RYM this year. We're going to go on July 2nd and come back on July 5th. But you have to register for RYM this year by May 28th, which is coming up really, really soon. So please come. If you're a high schooler, RYM is great. You definitely want a week at the beach with us. But you need to register really, really soon, May 28th. So please get on that. Please join us. Also, middle schoolers, we're going to do a middle school retreat this year, which is a new thing for us. We haven't done this in the past. But middle schoolers, from July 25th to 27th, we're going to go to a cabin in Pigeon Forge, and we would love for you to join us. So we have room for 15 middle school students in this retreat, and we would love to fill up every one of those spots. So please sign up. Registration for the middle school retreat ends on June 13th. So high school RYM, middle school retreat, also in July. Also, we are really, really excited that on July 20th, we're going to have Stephen Welch beginning at Redeemer as the new youth director. Stephen is great. I've really enjoyed getting to know Stephen through the interview process and just learning about his love for Jesus and his love for students. And I just think he's going to be a great addition to our mission here and a great leader for our student ministry. So we're really, really excited. He's going to begin on July 20th. And then the first week in August, we're going to throw a party to welcome him and also Emma Underwood into their new roles as Director of Youth and Director of Children's Ministries. So we're going to get the exact date nailed down and to you guys a little bit sooner, or a little bit closer to the time. But for now, just want you to know that towards the end of the summer, we're going to throw a big party for all of our families to welcome Stephen and Emma into their roles. So be on the lookout for that. Again, follow us on Instagram so you can stay on top of what we're doing this summer. Check out the youth page on the website so you can get a lot of information there, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.
Oh my goodness, Josh, that's going to be amazing. I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Chattanooga. I want to go to a party that welcomes new people. I want to celebrate with you. Thank you for all you're doing, Josh. It's so exciting. Sounds like the summer is going to be great for our youth. This time I want to kick it over to our good friend Karen. She's going to tell us a little bit about the women's ministry and the things that are going on this summer. So take it away, Karen.
Hey, this is Karen, and I wanted to give you an update on women's ministry. We have been so thankful that we've been able to have fire pit nights that so many of you came to all throughout the city on different nights of the week, where we were able to meet new people, to connect in ways that we weren't for a large part of the pandemic, and really just get to hang out and talk with one another. We were also able to do Bible studies. We had 3 Bible studies of groups of women who gathered together to study his word. And we're so thankful for the leaders, Lauren Grace and Rachel and Katie and Kelly and Karen, as they led and prepared you all in that. And we would love to invite you to join our Bible studies again in the fall. Our Bible studies will take a break for the summer, but this summer we will be doing 3 things really to connect together and to get to know each other more. So the first thing is on Mondays at 10:30, we have a group of people that are going to be meeting at World's Fair Playground to just gather together, bring your kids, enjoy that. The second thing is we have a walking group that will meet Thursdays at 11 a.m. Hopefully some of you who are working can even come on your lunch hour. We're going to be meeting at Redeemer, walking to World's Fair Park, and then coming back to Redeemer. And then finally, on the 4th Saturday, all these things will be happening in June and July. So the 4th Saturday of June and the 4th Saturday of July, we'll do a women's ministry brunch at my house in my backyard. So be looking for more information on that. And we're so excited about those things. In August, we'll be launching our fall semester and our Bible studies and our other events that will be happening in the fall. So you can look forward to those. I also want to let you know about one set of dates in 2022 that I want you to put down in your calendar. We will have our 2022 Women's Retreat, February 25th, 26th, and 27th. We have a retreat team that has started planning and prepping and going into the details of the work. But we are excited about the potential to gather together again, just like we did right before the pandemic. And we hope that we'll be able to do that in a safe way where we can learn more about God, learn more about each other, and rest in his love.
Thanks a lot, Karen. That was fantastic. We're so thankful for the work of the women in the church and all the Bible studies, all the formation that's going on. It sounds like y'all are going to have a great summer filled with lots of get-togethers and things to do and ways to enjoy one another and welcome people into our community. So I really do want to thank you for your leadership there. We want to hear now from Ben Bannister. Ben's going to share a little bit about what's going on in the men's ministry and the music ministry. Take it away, Ben.
Hey friends, it's Ben Bannister, and I am here to share with you a few exciting events that we have coming up this summer. So on this board, I have written the three events that I wanted to highlight for this summer. The first is the Redeemer Open Golf Tournament on June 4th, and many of you have already signed up to play golf and to volunteer for this great event, and we are so excited to see you on Friday, June the 4th. The second thing is our Redeemer Jogging Club. So DJ Loop has headed up this initiative to start a jogging club at Redeemer. And his dream is that men and women would meet together at Redeemer to go on a jog and to get some great exercise and run around our parish here in Urbana University, Knoxville. And afterwards, gather for coffee. So one Saturday a month, we're going to meet to go on a jog together, and it's going to be wonderful. So stay tuned for more details on that. And the last thing is the meat wave. Now you might be wondering what a meat wave is. Well, I'll explain. It stands for men eating animals together without any vegetables ever. And we are really excited about this. This is probably one of the most storied men's events that we have here at Redeemer, and we are craving for it to come back. Because of COVID last year, we were unable to hold a meat wave, and so we've had to hold back the meat wave, and now the meat wave is going to shower down on Redeemer's men heavier than it's ever showered before. So it's gonna take all of us to enjoy the meats that will fall upon us. So stay tuned. Coming this August, Meat Wave is back. Thanks for listening, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Ben, that's awesome. Thanks for all the work you're doing. And I'll just tell you this, I cannot wait for the meat wave. I cannot wait to eat meat without vegetables ever. It's going to be fantastic. Also, thanks for the golf tournament and all that you're doing. And we look forward to doing Power Lunch in the fall. And thanks also for being the architect of our liturgy and of our music, the voice of our songs that we sing to the Lord. So thank you for that. At this point, we want to move over from Ben. We want to move from men and over to missions. And so, Josh, take it away. Let us know what God's doing among us.
Yeah, so City Serve has been a great blessing to me this year, a great privilege to be a part of it. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to all of you who have served so faithfully in this ministry. Especially want to thank Connie and Terry Vogt and Joe Hickman and Pamela Hollis. These deacons and deaconesses and just great friends of the ministry have been such servants for this ministry this year. So I want to thank them and commend them to you for their service, and all of the others of you who have served with them and with me. It's just been great to serve with you guys as we've reflected Jesus' love to our neighbors this year. If you've been involved in City Serve this year, then you know that things have changed a lot, mostly because of the pandemic and just the way that we're able to meet people on their needs has changed. And so we're excited to see, as we come out of the pandemic, how Jesus is going to lead us to continue to love our neighbors well and to meet them in their needs. We don't know what that's going to look like, but there's a lot of different possibilities out there, a lot of exciting things that Jesus might be leading us into. And one of the ways that we want to explore some of those possibilities is to have a mission day on the end of August as we enter into the fall. So we're looking at a Saturday, late August. And what we'd like to do is have a day where we all come to the church on the Saturday morning and then go out from here to serve all over our city. Some of the places that we're going to serve are going to be with existing partners like Maynard or Christenberry or the BMC. But we want to find new partners that we can serve on that day. And we'd hope that through that one day of service, that new partnerships, new relationships might emerge that we might be able to serve with for years to come. So the first thing is that I'd like you to just keep your ears and your eyes open for information about that mission day, for when we put it on the calendar and announce that. We'd love for you to join us in that. But also, I'd love your recommendations, organizations around the city that you know, that you love, that you think Redeemer would just be a great point of connection with them. Please send me that information. Please reach out to me and get in touch with me so that I can talk to them about what their needs are and how we can serve them on this mission day. So we're really thankful for everything that Jesus has done with us this year. We're thankful to you for your faithfulness to be with us in this. And please be on the lookout to join us for our fall mission day in late August.
Thanks a lot, Josh. That was great. I'm really thankful for your service among us, and thank you for helping lead our church out into the city with justice and mercy and love in our hearts, that we might grow to learn to love God and grow to learn how to love our neighbor here in Urban University, Knoxville. I also want to thank the Hospitality Committee for all their work, especially that partnership that they've formed down at Maynard. We're so thankful to be friends with them and to serve them, and so thank you for leading us in that direction. From here, we want to move over to Karen M. She's going to tell us a little bit about events. I think she's out there. I think she's out there in the parking lot. Karen, are you out there? Are you out there? Yeah, Karen's out there. She's going to tell us a little bit about some events coming up out there in the parking lot.
Hey, here to update you on events at Redeemer. We have never loved this parking lot as much as we have loved this parking lot this last year, this last semester. We've held communion services outside. We've been able to gather after church and talk to each other outside. We've been able to listen to loud cars outside. We've been able to have first fruits outside. We've been able to have food trucks and vendors for the county fair and for Welcome Back and for Easter. And we want to thank you. We want to thank you for desiring to connect with people in ways that were as safe as possible. We want to thank you for coming to Lent prayer services and Holy Week prayer services, for the Maundy, Thursday communion service, and for Good Friday. And we want to thank you just for being curious about each other and connecting with each other. And here's what we have for you. We are going to keep First Fruits going all summer long and hopefully for forever. And this next First Fruits is a crowd favorite. It's Ordinary Time Cereal. So June 6th, be here for Ordinary Time Cereal First Fruits. Also, we'll have our Welcome Back event on August 22nd. That Welcome Back event is going to be after each service in the Redeemer parking lot, and we're going to have food vendors that you're all going to enjoy. So thanks again, and we look forward to having more events and connecting with you more out here.
Karen, thank you so much. It's just been so much fun to gather together out in the parking lot over these last few months after all the services and greet one another and be with one another. Also want to thank the Hospitality Committee for the cones that they've been putting up out there to try to set up some spaces to help our children be safe, dividing the parking lot up between playground and parking. And so we want to thank you for that. And just thank you, Karen. Thank you for the events that have been put on. And I'll tell you, my favorite, I loved that, oh man, those funnel cakes were amazing. That Pelicans was so good. Tiger's Blood, of course. And, but Vern, thank you for those hot dogs. Those hot dogs were amazing. Those were fantastic. My favorite event was having the hot dogs on Easter. So we're really thankful for you serving us in that way. Also do just want to, as we leave, conclude, I want to thank you for tuning in, staying with us for the Slate of the Union, and I'm really looking forward to serving among you as we continue to learn to love God and love our neighbor here in Urban University, Knoxville. Peace be with you.